Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Software Inc. Alpha 9. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because here at Nerdresoft we are gearing up to release Nerdresoft Poly, a game engine, and Nerdresoft Vision 3D. Now, I'm currently aware that it is June of 1989, which has me thinking a little bit. It has me thinking that, it might be a good idea to take a bit of a risk and perhaps rush Nerdresoft Poly and Vision 3D out the door a little bit. And I know that that's a risk, and I know that what that could do is cause us to lose a fair bit of money. But my reasoning is that you might remember in a previous episode I mentioned that I was quite keen to focus on video games in the 90s. I wanted to make games. I wanted to see if I could make them good and make them successful and just make good games, really. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I might try and get both Poly and Vision 3D out the door before the end of 1989, which means we have about 6 months to do it, which isn't really enough time to make something that's going to be of outstanding quality. At least, it's not really enough time unless I do some renovations to the studio, which is what I'm going to do. So today's episode is going to be an interesting one. We're going to have a bit of a mix of things going on. We're going to have some building. We're going to have some development. It's going to be probably a little bit of a longer one as well, but this is hopefully going to be worth it. Hopefully we can get another group of people into the core team. Hopefully we can maybe expand the support team a little bit as well. I have a few ideas of what I'd like to do. It is just going to take a little bit to get there. Let me just unify those styles for a second. Let me go to function and go to lighting. Where is lighting? Lighting is right there. So let's get myself a few new lights in here. We'll get one just there. That'll be fine. Get one there. And then I'll put 2 in that spot, 2 there and there. We can get 2 down by the door as well. And that's pretty much fine, I suppose. I don't know why I've got a window there. Let's just delete that. And whilst I'm building, I guess I will talk generally a little bit because there's not a whole lot of exciting stuff to really talk about whilst doing this kind of thing. So, yeah. When I said, hope you're having a good day and all that at the start of the video, did genuinely mean that because my day is, it's not the best. I'll be honest, I'm not having the best day. I have a pretty bad toothache because I've got wisdom teeth coming through at the back of my face. Well, I say coming through. It's one tooth that's proving to be the problem at the moment because it's sort of coming through. I can't really tell if it is. It's a tricky one because one of my wisdom teeth on the back or the bottom right at the back of my face, my jaw, my mouth, that one's coming through. It looks at a bit of an angle. Although it hasn't moved in months, so it might not move again, which is maybe okay. I'm not a dentist, so I wouldn't really know. But it hasn't moved in a very, very long time, which kind of has me feeling a little bit okay, because it maybe means that I'm not going to have to get it surgically removed. The one that's giving me trouble at the moment, I can't really tell if it's coming through an angle, and that kind of scares me, because I'm going to go to a dentist. I have a dentist appointment on the 1st of March, which is annoying because it's kind of far away and I'm going to be in pain for a while. But I have this appointment coming up, and at this appointment, I'm worried that I'm either going to be told that I'm going to have to just put up with the pain until it comes through, which is admittedly the better option, or I'm going to be told, hey, we're going to get you booked in for a day procedure at the hospital next week to have this surgically removed, which admittedly, I mean, that's the good thing. Like, actually getting this these teeth out is going to be great because it means I'm not going to be in pain anymore. But the problem is that it means I'm going to have to do so much pre-recording because I'm not going to be able to speak properly for a while. So that's really going to suck. And I'm nervous about it. I don't like dentists. I don't like needles. I don't like the idea of surgery ever. I've never, like, I'm a really, really nervous person when it comes to, like, medical stuff. So, like, I've never broken a bone. I've never had surgery. The most I've had done is having 4 teeth removed to have braces put in. So yeah, I'm a really nervous person, especially when it comes to stuff like this that could put me out of work for a couple of weeks with holes in my mouth, basically. So I know, by the way, I know that might be a really like uncomfortable topic for some people. I know that like dentists make people really nervous, and the idea of like surgery isn't something that people like to talk about. So I do apologize if like you're a little on edge, I guess, or a little bit eerie, or feeling a bit eerie after me kind of mentioning the idea of that kind of thing. But I wanted to talk about it because I'm not really feeling good about it, and something I did with the City Skylines Tornado Country, I think it might have been Tornado Country. I sort of treated it a little bit like a daily vlog. Now, I know that these videos, Software Inc. isn't daily on the channel, and a couple of people want it to be, and I'll be honest, it's not gonna be. But I do like talking about these things, because these videos can be like, sort of, group therapy, almost, for me. Again, it probably shouldn't be, but yeah, I'm feeling a bit nervous and a little bit in pain, and I'm not having the greatest of days, so when I said at the start of the video, I hope you're having a good day, I did genuinely mean it, because mine's not as good as it could be. Anyway, what am I doing at the moment? Well, what I'm doing currently is working on putting together, basically, a bloody big studio area here. So, what I'd like to do is merge those 2 rooms together there. I'm going to merge all of this together into one room as well, if I can. These 3 rooms here are going to be offices for team leaders. The doors for those are going to be back here. Then this space here, I'm actually thinking is going to be set for basically just one big team. Well, maybe one big team. I'm thinking I could probably go ahead and divide it up a little bit, something like that, possibly, if I was to put a wall just across here, sort of like that. Then do something like this, and do something like this as well. What I could do is have this team's leader have that office, and then have like marketing and customer support in these 2 offices with the doors back here, or something like that. I don't know what way we're necessarily going to do this, but my thinking is that we can have, you know, designers, artists, programmers, and all these different rooms. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. So we'll get the doors onto all of those spaces. We can get the doors for these teams just here, sort of like that. And what I can also do is go ahead and bring a wall across there, and just like that. And we have 2 little bathrooms just there at the end of that hallway, which actually seems like a pretty good idea. I mean, we don't have bathrooms necessarily anywhere else, but that's probably okay. So yeah, I'm definitely liking the way this is looking. I like the overhang we have going on over here as well. I do need to probably just go ahead and get all these rooms to have a fairly basic style. So let's just unify the styles there. And there we go. I think the building looks interesting, though. I do really like the overhang there. I think it looks pretty cool. We can also go to construction, and we can do fences if we want to. So if I wanted to get like a little balcony here, which I think I will do, just because a bit of grass isn't going to hurt anybody. So we'll do that. We can change the colors as well. So the exterior is just going to be white. The floor is just going to be grass, which is maybe a bit weird, but that's probably okay. We'll also go for a... Has my game crashed? No, it's fine. We'll go for a glass door on that, even though this balcony is only going to be accessible by the people in this particular studio. I think it's still going to look kind of nice. So we have that going for us. Then let's go ahead and get some windows up here. I'm actually going to use these wider windows because I actually really like them. So get a few of those just about here like that. We can get one there, and in the middle. We can't get any over on the other side. We can get a couple just like that as well. Then we'll get a couple of single windows for the bathrooms. We can go for... Maybe we'll delete these doors for a second and go for glass doors in these offices. So something a bit like that just to make them kind of interesting. We could go for some tall windows over here. Sort of up above the single windows we have there. I think that could look kind of interesting. So we'll do that just around here. There's no windows in this bit at all down below, so we'll just sort of do that kind of thing. And yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of really like that. I'm also thinking that maybe this side can not have the wide windows at all, because I can line it all up with the tall windows we have down below. So that just looks kind of interesting, really. I definitely like it. I definitely do. I'm also thinking maybe delete that and put a single window just there. So again, that all sort of lines up, and I really like that. I really, really do. I love the wide windows sort of around this front bit where the overhang is and the pillar and all that. I love the wide windows there, but I think the rest of it looks totally fine. We can also go downstairs and actually change the exterior of the marketing room, because it's gonna sort of look like that, which I think looks pretty cool. I think we'll go for sort of a purplish, maybe sort of a blue color, maybe a really strong blue there. I do like the concrete blocks in that color as well, but I think we'll change that up for a construction material. It's going to be something like the plain one, or maybe bricks. No, we'll go for the plain one. That looks fine. So there we go. Bit of an accent there. Looks pretty good to me. So what are we going to be doing with all these rooms? Well, like I said, we have room here for more designers, more programmers, more artists, some offices for team leaders. We have a meeting room here in the corner, and this is going to be for the expanded customer support team. So you've watched me do all this building and vent about me tooth, so I'll save you the misery of watching the rest of the placement of the furniture and all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and skip forward to a time when that's done. Okay, that took a while, but the work is done. If we have a little look, we have our customer support room just here, which I think looks absolutely lovely. Bit of a pink and purple and black thing going on there. I think it looks nice. We have our meeting room with a lot of warm wood colors coming in there with the blue as well. Over this way, we have our various offices, none of which are necessarily decorated individually, but we have the core, the customer support, and the marketing office there. Then we have these three spaces. This one set up for, I believe, artists, this one designers, this one programmers, and then, of course, the hallway in the middle with the bathrooms just over this way. In fact, if we click the room labels, you can see what everything is set up for just there. That'll give you an idea of who's going to be using all of this. So, we have some hiring to do. We need to get ourselves, I do believe, 6 new people on customer support, 6 new core artists, and 6 new core designers, and 8 new core programmers. As well as that, I'm going to send myself off on a leader's education course to put me in there as the core team leader. We're going to hire a customer support leader and hire a marketing leader. Okay, everybody has been hired. I set myself to be a team leader, even though I have no skill in it, and apparently I decided to call a meeting, so there you go. That's apparently what I'm doing with my day, is calling a meeting despite not having the skill to do so. Either way, customer support has already moved into their new office because I went ahead and cleared out their old one, which seems like a reasonable thing to do. And I do believe tomorrow we should have everybody coming in. All of the new members of staff. I should obviously be offering me education to become a team leader. And I'm definitely keen to see everybody coming in here. 32 employees went on vacation. We do have a couple of people coming in at the moment. A lot of the new members of staff have come into work, which is totally fine by me. We do have the marketing and customer support leaders in their respective offices as well, which is totally, once again, fine by me. And obviously, I mean, we are spending a lot of money at the moment. We are spending a lot of money on staff. We're not making much money at the moment, which is unfortunate, but I have faith that everything will be okay. We have a much, much bigger core team at the moment. We have everybody in at the moment doing some good stuff, so we're going to go ahead and start getting some reviews of NerdResolved Poly. We can go ahead and outsource those and see how exactly that goes. We're spending a lot of money in these reviews, but we'll just go ahead and end that. Overall scores of 4.3. They love the art. The code is definitely lacking, though. So hopefully we can bring that up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to market NerdResolved Poly. I'm going to say it's going to release in December of 1989. We are going to put out a press release that's going to contain all the usual stuff. We're going to go ahead and give them a press build, and we're going to also try and maintain hype. Surely Price is retired. Now, surely you were a marketer. Okay. So we should probably put some money in here. Let's go ahead and put, can I just write in how much I want to put in? Let's put like 8 million. So get rid of that 0 just there and put 8 million into the insurance thing there. There we go. That'll keep everybody nice and happy. We are down to 20 million in the bank, but that's probably okay. Let's get another marketer then. So marketing, full price, just look for everything. Begin. And marketing team, look for great compatibility. We're not looking for skill here. You're 53. You'll be leaving fairly soon. We'll go for you. You're not bad at what you do. So there we go. That's the marketer that we just lost, now replaced. Okay, so Nerdresoft Poly with a release date, a press release, and a press build is going to go up to no... Oh, the press build wasn't... The press release wasn't done. That's fine. That's totally fine. We'll go ahead and put out the press release. Brought us up to a decent number of followers there. Market it with another press release and market it with another press build. And let's hope for the best, I suppose. There's another press release done. Let's release that. And yeah, let's hope we can make something good out of this. I'm actually looking at Nerdresoft Vision 3D, and I'm strongly considering scrapping it. Because I don't really have the faith that we can make this... We can't make this good before it goes out, can we? I mean, I can do some marketing. I can be like, hey, let's put out press releases for this and say, okay, we're not going to do press builds, but we can try and maintain hype as well. I don't know if Nerdresoft Vision 3D is really worth pursuing at the moment. I really, really don't know, because I'm kind of thinking it might just be a better idea to say, hey, let's just leave this where it is. Let's not bother with it. And let's see if we can just, you know, move on from it and make some good games. Because if we don't make something good out of Vision 3D, then what happens is if we try to use it to make a game, we are going to be limited by that because it's going to be a crap piece of software. So I guess we'll see. We really need to move Poly into beta because it releases next month and we've done no beta testing or anything. An employee is stressed. That's probably okay. We should probably get some water coolers up here. We don't actually have any of those at the moment. So let's go into here for a second. Let's go to common room. Let's get a water cooler just there, which apparently employees can't get to. Can they get to it there? Yes, they can. We could also get a water cooler down there. We could get a vending machine possibly. I feel like we could get a vending machine just there. So that'll hopefully make employees feel a little bit better about being upstairs. That's certainly the plan. We are up to... Can we get 50 bugs before everyone goes home? Apparently not. Oh dear, Poly is going to be very, very buggy. Very buggy indeed, but hopefully it's going to sell some copies. And I'm thinking, yes, we can have some pay rises across the board. There you go, guys. I'm going to cancel Vision. Well, no, I'm really torn on that. We'll see how Poly ends up doing, because it does need to go out today. I'm not convinced that it's going to be very good. It is also a game engine, so it's not like it's going to have huge demand from the general consumers. So let's just release it. Simple as that. We'll do a marketing campaign with a budget of 100. I mean, what is the budget here? Let's see. A budget is a general budget. Let's do a budget of 100. Let's do a budget of like $1 million. That's like $1 million, right? Yeah, that's $1 million. So a budget of $1 million on the marketing of Nerdresoft Poly. We are going to print some copies. We'll print about 50,000. So we'll do that. And we're going to move support to customer support. And then all hands on Nerdresoft Vision 3D. And we'll see how that does. I'm curious, is what I am. Very curious to see how Vision 3D ends up turning out. As for Poly, we spent 10,000 on marketing, and we are going to make 4,000. Yeah, that's probably not going to be very good. Notice of Poly looks okay for the price. We don't expect it to sell. Need to make a name for ourselves. Hopefully, we're going to port it. Okay, let's sort by release here. Let's go ahead and port NerdResoft Poly to those two operating systems. And we can certainly hope for the best. That's going to be the first job of the day, so that's not been ported. We are spending a lot of money marketing Poly at the moment. Alarming amounts of money marketing that, to be honest. Are we going to spend the full 100,000 here? I guess not. Let's see. So NerdResoft Poly, we spent 70,000. It goes on to make... How much exactly? Come on. 2,000. Yeah, so Poly was a bit of a flop. That's fine. That's okay. Right, so I kind of feel like we do need to get another server room. We could go underground with it. Definitely an option. And I'm kind of thinking that going underground with a server room might just have to be what we do. That said, let's hold off. No, let's get a server room so we can get some source control management. So let me just pop underground for a second. We'll just get something fairly small. So just go like that to begin with. Then let me get the elevators. I think there and there is totally fine. We can get ourselves sort of an entranceway like that with some glass doors because we're fancy like that. Obviously going to need to get some lights in here. So get me some lights like that. Get me some lights like that. And we're going to need some ventilation as well. So let's go to temperature. Let me get some industrial ventilation here. Just like so. And we also need to get ourselves some servers. Now we can get the tower servers, which I think is going to be a great addition to this place. So get me a bunch of those just like that. Get me a bunch of them just along there as well, sort of like that. And let's get some tower servers just along like this as well. Obviously a bit of a messy layout for them, but it is something. We'll select all of them. We'll connect them. We'll go back to this mode here and go to servers. And we're going to rename that to dev, basically. So rename the server. And let's get Vision onto the dev server. That might help things along a little bit. Marketing spending silly money on NerdResoft Poly. Let's get a review of Vision 3D here, please. Vision 3D is looking like it's going to be a flop. So let's start making games. I'm not really concerned with Vision 3D. I'm not concerned with another engine. Give me the mediocre... Oh, Jesus. They released a game engine at exactly the same time. We actually have more active users, though. I guess we had the cheaper one, but we're spending so much more on marketing it. Let's end marketing on that, please. So we're going to do a text-based game. It's going to have some 2D graphics instead. We're not going to do text-based. We'll use Vision 2. We could do 3D graphics, but we'd have to get some third-party software. Let's not do 3D. Let's do 2D. Let's get some music in there with NerdResoft Wave. AI could go in there. Local multiplayer. We're not going to do multiplayer because that would require a dedicated server to run that off of. Advanced input. 3D graphics I'm not going to bother with. So this is going to be able to run on consoles. And I think it is going to be an RPG. And we're going to call it... Let's see. What is the name going to be? Mafia Time, The Thief Rebirth. Oh, no. I know what it needs to be. It's an original... It needs to be a sports game. Because it is going to follow up Plane Tricks 5. And it's going to be Plane Tricks... The Streets. It's Plane Tricks, but it's in the streets. Is what it's going to be. Local multiplayer, AI, mod support, advanced. No mod support. That should be fine. So it's going to use all of that. It's, no, you know what? Plane Tricks Origins. Origins. It's going to be a prequel. because of course it is. It's also going to run on... Interesting. So it doesn't run on a console. That's not ideal because that limits the number of people that are potentially going to see this to 2.5 million. But okay, it could be good. That's kind of the highest quality we're looking at here. So let's make it $9.99. Make it really affordable. And develop. So that should be fine. I would also really like to make a game engine that runs on consoles, though. Like, if we look at, like, Tiger X2, the console operating system, that's got a fair few active users. The highest users, though, is this one, which is an 8-year-old console operating system. I wonder if I could make a game engine that just runs on everything. Like, can you imagine if I just like, you know, click the one at the bottom and then shift-click the one at the top? That would just run on everything, and it could be outstanding. But it would limit me to all of that. Oh man, this makes me think I should make a game engine, an operating system. Like, imagine I just went and made a console operating system. It's got GUI, multi-threading, networking, PC speakers, plug and play. It can't do 3D render. No, it can do 3D rendering. There we go. HD audio. More than a year. And we'll make it $99.99. Let's keep this in the back burner. That seems like a good idea. The name is going to be the... I don't know, NBox OS. NBox OS is what we're going to go for because we're NerdResoft. We would want to make our own console, except we can't. So it's just going to be NBox OS. That seems fine. Give it the dev server for the source control management. It could be outstanding. 5 designers, 10 programmers, 1 artist. We have all of that. It's going to take more than a year, but I'm confident. Let's have Plain Tricks Origins be the focus, though. So we'll get all of that done as soon as we can. We'll hopefully get Plain Tricks Origins up to the highest it can possibly be. And this could be good. NBox OS could end up being something really, really good for the company. I would certainly hope so. We probably should also release a new audio tool now that I think about it, because we haven't put one of those out in a good long time. So that might be an idea. Let's get this up to there, and we'll promote that. So there we go. Vision 3D is an interesting beast. I feel like we're going to cancel it. We're going to cancel Vision 3D. Plain Tricks Origins is going to be the focus. And then NBox OS is going to take its time. And I feel like that's the way to do things here. Now let's get some early reviews in of Plain Tricks Origins so we can see what people generally think of it. Spending a lot of money on that. So thus far, it is less than 1 out of 10. Okay, so Plain Tricks Origins is going to be a bit of a slow burner. We're going to be working on that for a while. The designers are working on NBox OS. And customer support, I assume, is staying on top of NerdResoft Poly. Meanwhile, the company in general is losing a lot of money every month. But hopefully, we can make something really good here. Now, NBox OS is up to great already. It is now promoted into alpha. And I guess at this point, we are just gonna have to sit and work on NBox OS for a very long time. It's gonna take a while. If anything, it's very tempting to get another team and have them working overnight. Because ideally, if we had 3 teams working 8 hours each, we could pretty much cover 24 hours. So that's a tempting thing to do. It's just that that would be a lot of money and potentially not really get us anything. Oh, now this is interesting. I totally forgot about research. We've got the 2D editor. We could unlock, we could research image compression, which will give us 12% royalties if anyone else uses that. So let's research image compression and also audio compression, which unlocked a little while ago. It has been researched by Slab Garden, annoyingly. But for 2D editors, we can get image compression. We're going to set that to be a really high priority there. because having a patent could be a nice little way to bring in some money. Just gonna throw that idea out there. Could be really nice to have some money coming in, even though everybody's not gone on vacation. Great. Really appreciate that one, guys. Really do. I'm also thinking it might be an idea to take some deals, because there's a lot of hosting deals in here. So, I mean, if we were to get some ridiculously good servers, we could take some hosting deals. So what if I was to go and say that I wanted to have a sizable server room, something sort of like that. We'll throw ourselves a door just there, and I'll get myself some servers all along all of this. That could work. Okay, we have one giant server here. Let's go to deals, and let's see if we can take ourselves a nice hosting job here. So we'll go ahead and put that on the hosting server, which really should be in there. I don't know why it's not really showing me the hosting thing there. That's just great. There's hosting. So let's take that hosting job. Let's just take that hosting job as well. We'll take that one as well. And we'll take this one too. So the hosting server should be able to cope with all of that. That's certainly the hope anyway. We currently have, like I said, everyone on holiday at the moment, so hopefully they come back in and we get the research done nice and quickly. We didn't lose anywhere near as much money last month because of the hosting deals, which is beautiful to see. Those are hopefully going to continue to make me some reasonable money. Let's get some reviews done on Nbox OS there, as well as on Planetrix Origins as well. So stop the reviews there. Nbox OS already up to a 1.6. The code is not amazing. The art, on the other hand, is doing very, very well, which is beautiful stuff. And then Planetrix is up to a 3.3. The audio art is suffering, and the code is fairly average at the moment. So if I go to my core team, go to employees, and sort by role, if I get my artists and I say, hey, why are you guys not very good at what you do? Audio is definitely something that's not amazing. So allow me to educate you guys in audio for maybe a month. Yeah, let's just say a month. What are my designers lacking in? Audio definitely seems like one of the things. So let's get my designers educated in audio as well. And then we'll start the education for the programmers as well, who are all lacking a little bit in networking and audio mostly. A lot of the new guys, especially, lacking in audio. So programmers educate in audio. And we'll get that done. So hopefully we're going to see some good stuff come from this education. We are hopefully going to see my core team performing just a little bit better. We actually made money last month from the deals there. That's ridiculous. Deals made 650,000 versus 148,000 last month. That is ridiculous. So yeah, deals in Software Inc. are apparently still a little bit broken because these 3 deals are making me so much money. And that's because they pay you per megabyte per second. And what they're offering is £250 per megabyte per second. Well, it's not, it's per megabyte per second, basically. So if they're transferring 1 megabyte per second, that's going to be £250. And then if they're transferring 2, it's going to be 500. Now, it's not 500 every second. It's just like 500 for 2 megabytes per second. They are obviously transferring several gigabytes at the moment. But I'm not going to complain. Because if I can use deals to keep my company afloat whilst we're working our butts off on Nbox OS and Planetrix Origins, then that's going to be good. I'm also thinking that it might be a good idea to, you know, hope for the best with regards to Planetrix Origins and Nbox OS. I did say that I wanted to do some good stuff with gaming in the 90s. I feel like a console operating system is definitely an interesting thing to do with gaming. So we'll certainly see how that goes. We'll get a couple more reviews done for Nbox OS and also for Plain Tricks Origins. We made more money last month. Again, that's ridiculous. And again, we made a profit. Okay. So Nbox OS is up to a 2.4. The art and the audio and 2D art is apparently amazing. Wait, what is this a review for? Was that? Oh god, that wasn't the Nbox. Oh god, that is the Nbox one. So Nbox OS can apparently only do 2D. Oh no, it can't. It's got 3D code, but only 2D art. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. We've almost got this, which is beautiful news. So hopefully we can get the final bit of work done there. Let's patent this, and let's see what people thought of Plain Tricks Origins. It's up to 3.7. Okay. I feel like... Hold on, there's a new deal. It's not a hosting deal, though, so that's fine. I feel like we could probably, at this point, considering we are making so much money from the deals, I feel like we could maybe get away with... Oh, do I want to get another team? Do I want to get another team? Because it's very tempting. What if we got a small team? What if we didn't get a team that was the same size as the core team? What if we got 6 designers, 6 artists, 8 programmers, and we call that a team? Because that could certainly work. Because what we can do is rename the core team to Dev Team 1. Or just Dev A. Alright, so that's Dev Team A. Then we want Dev B. And then what we want to do is, I think, that idea. So we get 6 designers, 6 artists, 8 programmers, and they come in just as Dev A is leaving. So let's give this a shot. I'm gonna look for, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... one of each of these, and then maybe an extra 2D and an extra 3D. Okay, so Dev Team A is currently in here and working on Plain Tricks Origins and Nbox OS. At 4 p.m., Dev Team A is going to get up and go home. And then at 5 p.m., Dev Team B is supposed to come in and go to work, which they're not doing for some reason. Granted, I know why they're not doing that. It's because I didn't actually assign them to the rooms. So I need to go and say that switch team to Dev B, and now they can share the rooms, which is perfect. So now Dev Team B, what are you doing? You are IT, that's fine. So Dev Team B is now in there and doing what they need to do, and they are going to do a bit of work on Plain Tricks Origins. I haven't actually assigned them to work on Nbox OS because it's not the main priority right now. I do want it to get, worked on. But the main goal here is getting Plain Tricks Origins to be as good as it can be. And the more work we do on that, the better. And we're also still making money despite just hiring a whole bunch of new people. That's definitely interesting. Let's get Plain Tricks Origins reviewed there. Hold on a minute. Oh, the IT person's back. That's fine. So this is currently up to a 4.5, which is totally fine by me. System code is coming along. I wonder if we can make something here that's going to actually be really, really bloody good. Because if we can, that would be amazing. Okay, so we're still waiting on Plain Tricks Origins actually getting anywhere near done, and Nbox OS is probably going to be a while as well. So what I've done is I've actually dabbled a little bit in project management. I'm curious to see exactly what it does. So we're going to start working on Nerdosoft Wave 2, which we haven't made one of these in a while, so it kind of makes sense. And we are going to use project management to do this. And we're going to see what happens, because I don't actually know how project management works. I have no idea. I mean, it says here that the next release is none. I can look at options and all that stuff, and I can say like single IP or whatever like that. I can say only sequels. But yeah, I honestly, I don't know what way this works. Oh, hold on a minute. We can cancel that. So that's actually queued at the moment, which is interesting. If we look at info, it has apparently started... Oh no, there they go. They're designing Nerdresoft Wave currently. Which is really interesting. So what is the take... Like, I can take it over? Oh. Because of course I did. Can I put that back on project management? No. I would really like to put that back in project management. That's kind of annoying. Okay, so let me cancel that for a second. So project management seems to work the way I kind of thought it would. So if I just slow the game down for a second, let me go to project management. Let me change this up. So cancel that. Project name is going to be Wave. So we're going to this is just going to be the Nerdresoft Wave project. I'm going to be in charge of that. The design team is going to be A. Development team is that. Secondary is going to be B. And support is going to be customer support. Marketing's doing marketing. SCM is dev. Doesn't need a server. 100% dev time. Hype, auto-develop. Right, so hype is nothing. Auto-develop. Activate this to make the leader come up with new projects based on the last one, okay? Only sequels. Whether the leader should only create sequels to past projects, that's fine. Use our own licenses if you possibly can. And handle marketing. And then print 500,000 copies for launch. So that's going to be the Wave project. That if we go into here and we say that we want to make an audio tool, we want to make it a successor to Nerdresoft Wave, we are going to drop the Nerdresoft from the name and just make Wave 2. We're going to use, where is it? Vision 2 to make it if we can. It can be great quality. We'll add all of this stuff to it as well with high usability, 100% expected interest, and it can run on Frame OS, which isn't necessarily amazing, but it'll certainly do the job. Put it on the dev server, and I do believe we can change the price as well to $59.99. Then if we actually say project management and Wave, we should then be able to look at options and see that Wave 2 is queued to develop and should then go into development next month, I think. I honestly don't really know how the project management thing actually comes about, but I would assume that it would end up being like next month that they start working on it. I also don't know what action points actually are. I don't know what any of this actually does in here, but I'm curious. Definitely curious. So yeah, we should see this go into production eventually. In fact, yeah, they're now designing it, which is totally fine by me. We'll see how that goes. Can we get a review of Planetrix Origins, please? I'm curious to see how that's going. Same with an Nbox OS. We can also look at some deals. We don't have any hosting deals, although we have 5 of them currently, so we're making plenty of money. Looking at Planetrix Origins, we're still at 4.7. It's not getting any better, which is kind of annoying. Nbox OS is at a 4.8. The art is amazing. The code is improving, which is totally fine. This, I assume, is coming along fairly slowly. Still don't know what any of these things actually do. Action points, no idea what that's about, really. So, I guess we'll see what happens with it. We can look at info. We can see that, all the things it's using there. But again, no idea how project management works. So, I guess we'll see this eventually. Maybe eventually it'll give me a release date or something. I don't know. But I'm definitely curious. Let me have another look at Planetrix Origins then, just to get a review of that. Let me outsource the review so we can see what exactly is going on there. So is it up at all? It's a 4.8. I guess it's getting there. I guess it is just going to take a long time. Maybe a million lines of code is what it's going to take to make Planetrix Origins any good. I'm also going to assign Dev B to the Nbox project so that we can maybe get it up to like 10 million lines of code, because I think 10 million lines of code is probably gonna be what's necessary. Also, June 1993 is apparently when Wave 2 is coming out. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. I mean, more power to them. I still don't know how that works, but okay. That's totally fine. Alrighty, I've decided that Plain Tricks Origins is going to release in October of 1993. Because I don't want to sit on it for too much longer, despite it, you know, whether or not it's good or whatever. Despite it taking its time and me saying I'm going to take my time with it, I do want to get it out there because I have a good feeling about NBox OS. If we get a review of Plain Tricks Origins here very, very quickly, we can see that it's sitting on 4.8. And it's barely getting better. Like, Plain Tricks OS is... Not Plain Tricks OS. Plain Tricks Origins has been on 4.7 and 4.8 for a very long time, where NBox OS is actually getting better every time it gets reviewed. So, for example, this time it's on a 5.5. Like, it's actually being well received. So I don't mind sitting on the NBox project for a long time. But I would like to get Plain Tricks OS out there. I would like to go ahead and just make sure that it's as good as it can be, but also that, you know, we finally release it. I think that's something I really want to do. In fact, I want to get it to, I want to get it into beta already. I want it to sit in beta for a good long time so that we can just get as many bugs out of it as we possibly can in the next couple of months. Because something I usually don't do is give my software very long in that beta phase. So having something where we are gonna get as many bugs out of it as we possibly can, I think is gonna be really, really important. So we're gonna put out another press release. We are gonna make it really, really high priority. Just like so. What I might also do is actually take the... I'm going to take the B team off of NBox OS again, so that they are just going to work on getting bugs out of Plain Tricks OS. I think having a good few months of beta is going to be really, really useful here. Now, we are currently losing some followers, so let's put out another press build if we can. Let's see if that maybe helps when it ticks over to the next day. It didn't really, but that's probably okay. I think the marketing for this, really, it seems like you want to just do marketing in like the 3-ish months before a game launches. It really does seem that way. Let's put that out. That's probably up to 8,500. That's fine. Next month, apparently we're releasing Wave 2. I'm curious to see how exactly that goes. Very curious indeed. I'm interested to see how project management handles that. I'm also curious to see if it maybe releases another one, because that would be very, very interesting. So we're about to find out. It is very close to the end of May 1993. So we'll see what happens when it ticks over to June. So just released Default Audio Tool Wave 2. So they're going to start looking at Wave 3 in a moment, which is interesting. They're actually designing Wave 3 already, which is pretty cool. So if we look at Wave 2, we ordered in 500,000 units. It's bad. Good. Just what I want to see. That's absolutely beautiful. We're apparently spending a decent amount of money on the marketing of Wave 2. I'm curious to see if that actually makes anything. Really, really curious. Maybe bring the development time up to like 200%, please. Because apparently we're not very good at this. So, here's the real question. Is Wave 2 for £60 actually going to make any money? I bloody hope so. Otherwise we wasted a lot on that. Yeah, it did actually. It actually did make £234,000. That's not bad. Like, that is not terrible. Wave 2 is looking okay for the price. It's probably not going to move any copies. We should port it to modern operating systems. So if we grab Wave 2 and we say port, we give it to Dev A. Yeah, there's a few operating systems there. There's like no one using them, but sure. Let's port it to those operating systems because apparently that's a thing we desperately need to do. So, with Wave 2 out in the world and Wave 3 in the design phase, I'm feeling like we are gearing up to release Plane Tricks Origins. We probably want to get more marketing going on that, so let's get out another press build. Let's get another press release going there. And I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see if this ends up being a good game, because we are stomping out a lot more bugs this time than we usually do. So I'm definitely keen to see if we can make something really good of this. Oh wow, Wave 2 has actually made over £1 million. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's not the most money we've made. It's still... okay, we didn't actually design the OS 5. Fair enough. Nerdsoft Vision still made £26 million. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Does anyone want to buy the OS by any chance? You owe me 309,000 for it. Nah, you're good, mate. You're good. You can keep your money. Is what you can do. You can absolutely keep your money. So it is September of 1993. If we have a look at this, it's, let's go by release date. 1.7 million. Yeah, that is not bad. That is definitely not bad. I mean, it is. It's objectively bad. It's not a very good piece of software, but apparently Wave 2 is doing some good stuff, which I'm very much okay with. So I would like to get some reviews in of NBox OS. I'm very curious to see what the current stance is on that. It is at a 5.8. That's fine. The code could be better, but it's certainly going to get there. This is, of course, the last month of bug stomping on Plane Tricks Origins. There's 400 and give me 450 of them. There we go. Over 450 bugs on Plane Tricks Origins. And it is now October, which is release month. So... let's get it out there. Let's release it. There's going to be an unlimited budget. We are going to print, I'm going to take a chance here and say 300,000 copies. There's room for, I think it was like 3.8 million people, I think it said, could potentially buy this. It's $9.99. We need a lot of people to buy this. I am also going to try and port it to this operating system here. It's got 287,000 active users, so if we can port that nice and quickly, we're going to get those in there on day one. Hold on a minute. We're at 36 million. How much did we make on Wave 2 thus far? Jeez, it's 2.5 million with 90,000 units sold. That is not bad. Okay, here's the real question then. Now that we're focusing on NBox OS, when do we get to release that? And my second question is Plane Tricks Origins going to sell enough to make back the 2.5 million that we put into it? That's the real question. And we are about to find out. Plane Tricks Origins is going to sell nowhere near enough. I mean, to be fair, it did sell 55,000 units. It did make 385,000 in its first month. And the review says that it is looking okay for the price. Probably not going to move much. Modern operating systems. I'd say that's okay. We've got 3.5 million from Wave 2. We have 116,000 units of that sold. Wave 3 is in the alpha phase, has a few followers. It's going to come out in July 1994. Really? That's an interesting time to release it. Are we really going for like a yearly release cycle on this? Even with like 200% development time? That seems risky. That seems really, really risky. Either way, I am fairly convinced and fairly confident that despite Plane Tricks Origins not making money, I'm going to call it a success because it's mediocre, admittedly. And it's not as good as the previous one. It hasn't made as much money as the previous one, technically. But technically, the previous one only sold 107 units, where this one, in its first month, sold 55,000 units. So I don't think that's terrible. That's going to go up to 110, sorry. So it's possible that we might see a profit come out of Playing Tricks Origins. It's just that, unfortunately, I think we made it too cheap. So I think what I'm going to do before we wrap things up for today is we're going to go, number one, to deals. There's no hosting there. That's fine. We're going to make another one. We're going to make a follow-up. It's going to be another sports game. It is going to be Playing Tricks. It's not going to be Origins. It is going to be Playing Tricks Revival, I guess. Revival. It is going to have 3D graphics, because of course it is. It's going to be running on... I still want it to run on NerdResoft Poly. And I want it to use... Oh dear. Now these are both good. This one's actually quite okay as well. So we'll go with that. And the audio tool is going to be Wave 2. So we'll see how that goes. We should get a project management thing going for 3D editors. That would probably be a good idea. Let's give it cutscenes, because we might as well. We need a 2D editor. Let's go for... Oh, we have to use one of these, really? Okay. This one, possibly? Or this one? Yeah, let's go for Photo Studio 4. So that'll be fine. Let's add this to a bunch of operating systems, such as those three. That gives us 3.5 million potential consumers. We're going to put this on the dev server, and we're going to charge £25 exactly for it. It's more expensive than the previous one, but it's also now in 3D. It's going to have dialogue as well, because of course it is. We could give it mod support as well, which I guess we might as well do. And I'm going to give it multiplayer as well. And I'm going to put that in the hosting server, which is maybe a bit risky, but I think this might be good. So let's get Dev A and Dev B working on Playing Tricks. No, not Revival. Playing Tricks Online. There we go. Playing Tricks Online. Start developing it. And let's hope that we can make something of this. Now, before we wrap things up, I do want to move this into the alpha stage, because if I don't, I'm going to forget to, and it's gonna tank. So there we go. Playing Tricks Online. We're going to spend as long as we need on it. And hopefully it's going to be good. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there for today. This has been Software Inc. Alpha 9 part whatever. Bit of a longer episode. We've been doing some experimenting. But I'm glad that we've done the experimenting. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling confident. So, thank you kind of for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, bye-bye!